Hi, this is Luke Zipp from Crocker Farm Auction. I'm here with probably one of the more interesting pieces we've ever handled in one of our auctions in 14 years. It's awesome. It's actually the original Potter's stamp used at the pottery of E&LP Norton, Bennington, Vermont. And it's so interesting to me because just growing up with stoneware, I mean, gosh, I've seen hundreds of thousands of examples of American stoneware, many of them signed with maker's marks. And really, until now, I've never held an original Potter's stamp in my hands. There's a few known. For instance, the Bennington Museum has examples. They actually have other E&LP Norton stamps, so this isn't the only one used at the pottery. And I think there's a John Bell stamp out there in a museum, but they're all museum pieces. I mean, I've never had a chance to hold a maker's stamp. And what's cool is some are made out of wood. This one was actually made out of stoneware, fired out of stoneware. You can see it's reversed, obviously. So I'll show an example of E&LP Norton stoneware in leather hard state, a day or two after a piece was thrown. This would have been stamped into the clay and then make the legible stamp, E&LP Norton, Bennington, Vermont. But this was made, like I said, out of stoneware clay and fired at high temperature, like the vessel I just showed you. What's really cool is it's inscribed F. Godfrey, which really helps nail down the provenance of this piece. It was actually originally discovered among descendants of Frederick Godfrey, who was the brother-in-law of Luman Preston, LP, Norton. He was his brother-in-law. He was also a potter in Bennington, Vermont for over 2 decades. And he might have made this stamp. He certainly used this stamp on a daily basis during the E&LP Norton, Bennington, Vermont days. And so you can imagine just over and over again, this piece was used and pressed into leather hard clay to make E&LP Norton stoneware. It's just a rare opportunity to even hold this, let alone have an opportunity to purchase this. It will be available for sale in our July 21st, 2018 auction. What it will be sold with is another example of pottery. This is a yellowware mug with Rockingham glaze that was discovered alongside this mug, probably made by Godfrey himself, inscribed Miriam, with this rustic, faux bark with twig handle design that gives us insight into the type of yellowware that was made at the Norton pottery as well. What's awesome is, like I said, I've never held a stoneware maker's stamp for any pottery before. But when you think about the Bennington factory, the Norton factory up in Bennington, it is one of the most significant stoneware manufactories in American history. Some of the most important pieces when you think about just legendary examples of American stoneware. You think about the water cooler in the Bennington Museum made at the Norton factory under J&E Norton. You think of the water cooler at the Smithsonian, also made under J&E Norton. Other very legendary examples of Norton stoneware. Really, the Norton factory, when you think of decorated, cobalt decorated American stoneware, was one of the top premier manufacturers of American stoneware. They were legendary in their day. They're legendary now among collectors. And so to think that this stamp was used at that factory really adds to its legendary status. We're thrilled to offer it in our July 21st Stoneware and Redware auction.